Hey Bookworms, and welcome back to Get Me a Library. Today I would like to talk to you about the books that I plan on reading in February. So at this current moment I've only got 2 books that I plan for February. So one of the books is a Fairy Loot book which they have a read along for, which is in February, so I'm tying that up with this book. So I'm planning on reading that whilst that read along is going along. The other book that I have is a book that I've wanted to read for such a long time, and I'm finally getting the chance to do it. I wanted to read it in January, but I honestly do not have time to read it in January. I probably could have bummed up a book. But I didn't plan on reading Children of Blood and Bone. I didn't plan on reading The Crowns of Crossword. I didn't plan on reading The Wicked King. And I didn't plan on reading Kingdom of Cold. So I probably could have fit this book in there. The other books that I am planning on reading in February is more of like a touch and go to see what kind of books. One of the books I want to read is a series of like 7, so I'm hoping to read at least 2 of those books. I don't want to suddenly read all of these books and then start getting bored like I kind of did with the Alpha Girl series. So I'm planning on reading at least 2 of these books, and then I'm going to see how it goes. It doesn't mean I'm not going to like the book, it just means that I don't want to get bored, because the Alpha Girl was like 7 books as well, and I really liked the first 3. Then I started to get bored, then bored again, and then another book popped up and I was like, oh, this is really good. So I don't want to not like it, basically. So at the moment it's just 2 books. I'm planning on adding to this as I go along, but at the moment it is just the 2 books. So I'm planning on the 1st of February to start with the Throne of Glass series. I think I've only held this book twice, once when I opened it and once when I put it on the bookshelf. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. A lot of people have said don't read Assassin's Blade until after the 3rd book, because although the character is a great character, in this book particularly, she acts quite spoilt, like a know-it-all. So you tend not to like her, whereas if you read the first 3 books, you do like her, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do what they've said and read the Throne of Glass first, and then when I get to like the 3rd book, I will either go to that one or I'll just continue and then read that at the end. So for those of you that don't know, because although it's a well-known book, a lot of people may not know, I'm just going to quickly read you the back. And it also just reminds me of what it's about. I absolutely loved A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I've been told that this is better, so we shall see. In the dark, filthy salt mines of Endovia, an 18-year-old girl is serving a life sentence. She's a trained assassin, the best of her kind, but she's made a fatal mistake. She got caught. Young Captain Westfall offers her a deal, her freedom in return for a huge sacrifice. I don't know if I'm going to say this right, okay? Selenia must represent the prince in an all-to-the-death tournament, fighting the most gifted thieves and assassins in the land, live or die. Selenia will be free. Win or lose, she's about to discover her true destiny, but will her assassin's heart be melted? Ooh, okay, that's kind of like the Doctor Who thing. Ooh. A heart of ice, a will of steel, meet the assassin. Okay, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping that I really like it. I've heard other good things about it, and I've heard that because it was one of Sarah J Maas's first kind of books and she wrote it when she was very young, the writing gets so much better. But again, we shall see, but that is what I plan to read on February, and then obviously it will be the next 3 books. Or the next 2, I don't know, depends how I get into it, but I don't want to read any more than 3. Because I said I don't want to get bored of it, and I think I need to break it up. Okay. So the next book that I want to read, which is the Fairy Loot read-along, is Circle of Shadows. I have a feeling that I'm not going to like this. I had that feeling with Skyward. I didn't like Skyward. This is beautiful. It just doesn't seem too much like my thing, but then again it's got assassins in it and so does this, so I don't know. But I'm going to do the time of the read along, whether I DNF the book, whether I don't enjoy it, whether I read it and power on through like I did with Skyward and also Fire and Heist. I'm going to read it at that time. So yeah, and I'll tell you my reading plans in a second, so just let me tell you what this is about quickly. Sora can move as silently as a ghost and hurl throwing stars with a lethal accuracy. Her Gemini Damon can win any physical fight blindfolded and with an arm tied behind his back. The apprentice warriors of the Society of Tigers, marked by the gods to be trained in magic and fighting arts to protect the kingdom of Kitchona. As her graduation approaches, Sora and Damon look forward to proving themselves worthy of belonging to the elite group. But in the kingdom free of violence since the Blood River Rebellion many years ago, it's been difficult to make their mark. So when Sora and Damon encounter a strange camp of mysterious soldiers while on a standard scouting mission, they decide the only thing to do to help the kingdom is to infiltrate the group. Taking the risk will change Sora's life forever and lead her on a mission of deception that may fool everyone else she's ever loved. Love, spies and adventures abound as Sora and Damon unravel the complex web of myth, magic and secrets that might tear them and their entire kingdom apart. I think it's based on Japanese or Chinese culture. I can't remember which one. But yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to like it. It's a very, very big book as well, which kind of scares me. But then so is Skyward. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to read this one, no problem. This one I'm only going to read with the Fairy Loot challenge to sort of see how I get along. So at the moment I've just literally picked 2 books for the month of February. I've got so many books behind me which I'm going to go through later and write down the books that I haven't read and when I want to read them. But at the moment it's just the 2. I'm hoping to do a reread as well of A Touch of Power series by Maria V. Snyder. I love that book so much. So I'm hoping to do that and then I'll do like a review on that as well. Let me know if you have read Throne of Glass, if you want to read this one, if you've already read it yet with an arc, because I'm not too sure about it. I don't know. I have to see. Yeah. Okay. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.